Well, Nicki, who's in your top 5?
All right.
Good question.
Definitely Wayne, Jay,
Joe Budden. Jump off.
You're not number
Wayne,
3.
Jay, Biggie.
Jump off.
Wayne, Jay, Biggie.
Pound cake.
You see, and it's weird for me because I'm one of those people that I'm one of those people that do like some of the.
Who's in your top 50? I don't care about your top.
Wait,
50.
hold on, and that's actually what we were supposed to talk about on the show, but we didn't get there.
Oh, you didn't. I wonder why you didn't let me talk.
I'm one of those people that do like people that may not be big as Hove or whatever, but I could tell their skills, like Jadakiss. I always talk about, or Fab. You're one of them as well. That three people that I feel like may not be those type of rappers or whatever, but lyrically, because I know how difficult it is to actually sit there and write raps and consistently have them shits be raps that it's like, oh shit. I am one of those people that will put people like that, high up there in that top 10. But I definitely would never have a top 5 without Wayne, that's for sure. And
I can't wait to tell you
Jay.
about what me and Rory argued about this morning.
I want to talk about it today.
Wait, quick
Ask
question.
her.
Wait. Hold on, before we go there, because this is the first time we have another rapper sitting with us while we're talking. Better rapper, Ross or Game?
We going back to this.
Ew, don't bring up that. Don't get me fucking started.
That's the same shit. I've been saying.
Anybody that name drops a female to sell 250 albums, don't ever bring them up to me again.
Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Shout out to the game.
If you want to start a rumor about
shout out
Maul
to
too.
the shout out to the
A
game.
rumor about me.
So shout out to the game.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I keep it real. I like this energy. I like it.
So shout out to the game because Game actually does know how to rap. But outside of that, I look at people being stand up niggas, and I look at who fold quick. And who do shit for attention and do clown shit for attention when they dropping an album and all that shit. My nigga, I won't even go there, my nigga.
Do you judge? Because do you think? Because I'm with you on that. Like, I hate looking at niggas that do things for attention before an album is dropping. But do you feel like that's the norm today with artists? To like almost have to create something to do before they drop a project?
Yeah, but
let me tell you something. I think we all do that in our own way. But let me tell you something. When a grown-ass fucking man name drops a woman, and this is a woman to sell an album, when I was the only person in your artist corner, when everyone turned their back on them, when everyone was calling them Twitter fingers and cracking up laughing at them, and you had, like, my nigga, and I'm the one, I went and sat down in a meeting with President Obama, and Ross was there and texted dude after the meeting and said, yo, this chick is a keeper. I saw the text myself with my own eyes. This chick is a keeper. She went in a room full of rappers and spoke to Obama, and the first thing out of her mouth was about you and figuring out your probation situation and why you're still on probation after all these years. And then you come out on an album when it's time to sell some weak ass fucking album and try to disrespect Nicki Minaj? What? And now you tried to do it. Now you tried to disrespect 50. Tried to hope 50 would respond to your nonsense this time. Boy, sit your fat ass down.
Police could be rappers.
Yo, I like how you giving it up.
Yo, Nicki, where do you rate yourself?
I like how Nicki's got it.
I rate myself?
Yeah, where would you rate yourself?
I like this.
I definitely rate myself top 10.
Baby.
Top 10 dead or alive.
Okay.
Men and women. I don't think that there's a woman alive seeing me. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And people always try to say, oh, because you talk about pussy or whatever. You shut the fuck up. I could talk about pussy. I could talk about the moon, the sky, every motherfucking thing under this fucking moon and rap circles around bitches' heads. I don't give a fuck. And rapping fast don't mean you can rap. So shut the fuck up. And looking ugly or looking like a man don't mean you can rap. So sit down. Next.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
That's that on that.
Can I ask?
Oh, go ahead. I was going to
No,
get
go ahead.
to our convo.
Oh my. Oh yeah. Ask Nick.
So,
You
Nicki,
ask her.
Joe and I, we debate about rap every day of our lives. So we were talking about rap crews, and I said I have to put Cash
Damn it, it's
Money.
white privilege.
I have to put Cash Money at 1 because Cash Money had a second run. We talking rap crews, Bad Boy, Rockefeller, Rough Riders, Death Row, just that typical rap crew shit. Rap a lot. I have to put Cash Money number 1 because they had the second run with you, Drake, and Wayne. Joe told me Young Money has absolutely nothing to do with Cash Money, and I told him he was out of his fucking mind.
It's not what I said. It's not what I said.
What'd you say?
I said that I don't associate whatever Young Money did with their run with Cash Money outside of the fact that they maybe were distributed and Cash Money got paid. I said Nicki, Drake, Tiger, and all of the Young Money crew, I do not associate with Cash Money's run. Cash Money's run was BG, Turk, Juvie, and all the niggas I grew up on, and then it stopped. And then came Drake and Nicki and a whole new slew of niggas that they put on the Young Money compilation project that Baby had nothing to do with. I was saying that one is Baby's mine, one is Wayne's mine, no matter what contracts say. That's what I said.
The genius is certainly to Wayne, but to me, that's just a rebrand of your label with your new artist that was a genius to pick these great artists to continue a run.
Well, now that Nicki is here, ask her whatever you were saying.
So, Nicki, do you consider yourself, well, maybe not now, but when you first got signed as a Cash Money artist per se?
No, I didn't consider myself as a Cash Money artist, but Baby did play a major part in my career. So I totally get both sides, but I don't put them together. I look at, in terms of rap crews, I definitely think Young Money is its separate thing. I'm just thinking, if I'm looking outside as a fan, how I would view it. I would look at it as a separate thing. Like once Wayne started his own thing, who he signed, and how that went, and developed into itself. But ultimately, to be honest, Baby and Slim were the first people to tell me, Bobby, it's time. You put out an album, So they were very much a part of my whole career and still is. I'm very close to Baby till this day. So I get it. I mean, they've had an amazing run. Like they I don't think anybody pimped the game more than they have to, get that kind of check that they got from that label and stuff like that. And then we're still able to allow Wayne to have his own money, to create his own thing, and then get more money. So I don't know. It's weird, but it's a good question. I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
I can see both sides of that.
Yeah, in my argument, we tried to compare it hypothetically to Rockefeller. Like, Dame and Jay gave Beans State Prop, and I was like, all right, let's hypothetically say Beans signed Drake and Nicki to State Property, and State Property hypothetically became bigger than Rockefeller. I still attest that to Rockefeller. So I still have to give Young Money, because he gave Wayne that imprint, and Wayne was just the genius that he was to run with it. I still have to give that to Cash Money. It's still Cash Money to me.
I mean, it's under the same umbrella, I guess, same family.
You think we'll ever see something like that again? I mean, no matter where you rank Young Money, the fact that Wayne was the hottest rapper in the universe, right? And then somehow found a male and female damn near counterpart. Do you think we'll ever see something like that again?
No, not on the talent level. Not when. I don't want to say we won't ever. I'll just say we haven't ever. Like on that talent level where everybody can hold their own type of thing. Like it really felt like some superhero shit.
Rory, we have this argument a lot about best clicks, right? And Rory, being the new jack hipster he is, he does make a good argument for Young Money at number one when he talks about Drake and you.
And Wayne. That trifecta I don't think can really be
That's hard to
touched.
beat, even though I don't think y'all are the number one rap crew ever. Even though I think that's a feat that nobody else will accomplish.
If you just put 3 against 3, like if we're doing 3-on-3 tournament, I just don't think you could put Snoop, Dre, and Pac.
That's a big three.
That's a big three.
That's a big three.
That's a big
very
three.
big three.
But even then, it's different times because Chronic
Dre is
came
not
out.
Like Dre wasn't a rapper like how Wayne was. Like Dre was more of the overseer and the producer. Wayne is getting down in the nitty gritty and is gonna rap. He can rap all night. Like I mean, can still to this day creating raps that we be like, how the fuck is your wordplay that insane?
Right.
That's different.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not gonna let y'all be disrespectful to hip hop.
No one's being disrespectful to
And
Dre
of course,
all.
there's nothing but respect and love for Dre. I'm just saying that I think it's a little bit different only because Wayne is the type of rapper where Wayne ain't gonna say, I'm producing this beat or I'm doing these headphones, whatever. He just always kept it on rap. So I think it's just about what you're judging it. You know, because you can judge it based on money, impact, rap skills, you know, talent. It's so many things to judge it on. I mean,
Yeah.
Can I get your honest opinion on bundle packages? Like, honestly. I know you
meaning when someone is selling something with their album.
Yeah. And it counting towards however they count it toward. I know we have to support that because you're an artist. But how do you really feel about it?
Well, I spoke on how I felt about it too, but you know, I think the thing is, even when like you can be mad at it, but at the end of the day, it's not selling how albums were selling before 10, 20 years ago. So it's just like, it's sad.
So we got to trick people. We have to sell people a T-shirt for them to honestly tell me. I think it's fucked up for them to invest in our music. I have to sell you a poster.
I mean, I don't agree with it. I wish it wasn't. Like, my first album came out, I didn't have to sell no damn poster or T-shirt or sweater or behind-the-scenes passes for tours. But it's just so now everybody, has right at their fingertips 1 million songs that they can listen to. So it's just like, oh my God, what can I do to make them click on my song? It's sad, but that's not the only sad thing that has come, out of hip hop in the last year or two. It's a lot of sad shit going on.
What else is sad?
Well, I want to
Just
ask
the talent level.
to that point with streaming now. All right, well, I mean, I'll agree there.
Yeah.
I agree.
With streaming wise, you think those numbers are more perception now because we really don't know exactly what streams exactly are at this point? Because it's not really
That's
a money
good
thing.
question to
Like,
Nick, who you highlight a lot of those numbers and those achievements.
Well, I was the one that fought to get streaming to count because a lot of people stole my music and stole a lot of artists' music, getting music for free. So that, for instance, a record like Super Bass, which would have been already probably 20 million sold in the U.S. alone, now it's about 20 million sold in worldwide. Now another song that can come out today can get 5 million sold right away off of streams, and that's because at one point those streams weren't being counted. So a lot of artists like myself took a L because guess what? People are streaming our music. 50 million and 50 billion streams, and you're telling me that counts for how much? What? And they weren't even counting it before.
And I mean, that was my question to this point of what does that number even mean?
It doesn't mean, and that's the thing. So many, and that's why, like when Jay said, now I look at Billboard, like, are you dumb? It's just a lot of stuff is just smoke and mirrors now. You could look at two songs, one sold, they both sold the same amount, but only one of them is being played on the radio.
Right.
So
How important is radio to you today?
the thing is that, to me personally, it's not important because I don't listen to the radio. But the problem is that radio makes up for a lot of Billboard charts. So when someone is saying, "Oh, well, your record is this such and such number on Billboard," it's because one of these records is being played on radio over and over, and one of them is not. Yet, if you look at just the people going to buy the song, they equal out. Or if you look at the video, it's more people watching this particular video than that particular video. But the radio is playing this particular song more. So on Billboard, it's a lot higher. Is that fair? Absolutely not. Not in my opinion.
With that, with knowing that information, are there any perks or advantages that you may be privy to due to your radio gig with Apple versus if you did not have one? Like, can you counter some of that with anything else because of your leverage with your radio show?
No, because Apple Radio is not like other radio. That it doesn't even count. Me playing my song on Apple Radio doesn't count towards Billboard.
Or a stream, I don't think.
Or streaming.
definitely
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but I mean, I meant more so with like positioning, product placement. Remember with Chance, they put his shit, Chance and Black, they put their shit back long after it had been released, just they tricked the algorithms and it was there.
Oh, you're just saying having a partnership with them.
Yeah, that's
to
what I'm
benefit.
saying. Like if I put an album out right now and I'm down with Spotify, I would expect Spotify to be able to position me in certain ways.
Oh yeah,
that,
of course,
playlisting,
of course.
front page shit.
Of course, yeah. There's of course there's ways to do that, but I really haven't seen it. I mean, me personally, I haven't really seen Apple do that, and also then Spotify gets mad at me.
Don't talk about Spotify. Don't talk about Spotify. Don't talk about Spotify.
It is. You can talk about Apple. I can talk about Spotify.
That's true. Go ahead. Cook,
Gets
queen.
mad. Spotify gets mad just because I have a show with Apple. So it's
They
like,
should.
why?
I don't know. Corporate bullshit.
Yeah, but there are other people who have shows with Apple who Spotify doesn't have a problem with and who shows them nothing but love and support. So once again, we have people picking and choosing who to pick on.
Okay.
But that's neither here nor there.
I don't really see the streaming shit. To me, it doesn't really like. I listen to a lot of the debates about it, but my thing is, at the end of the day, if the music is good, then it is what it is. Because I could stream an album, but if it's trash, I'll never play it again.
But the reason why that's not true is if you have radio playing a trash song over and over and over and over, and that counts to Billboard, that means that counts. It makes one song look like it's a hit when it may not be a hit. It's just that it's getting played on radio.
Actually, that's a great topic right here. Is there still a such thing as a hit? Or is a hit as important as it once was?
I mean,
And how do we identify it today? Is it by BDS? Is it by radio streams? Is it by streaming streams? I don't know.
here's my thing. One of the best ways I can explain this is that my last album didn't, except for Chun-Li, didn't have a big radio single, yet it's a platinum selling album. That means people, whether or not y'all, whatever, all the shit y'all said and talked about, they went and played this album over and over and over and over. Mm-hmm. Which is more than I can say for people who dropped albums that were getting so much play on radio and album still probably ain't even gold. Mm. So, to me, yes, a hit is a hit when everything is combined, meaning radio and streams and all those and video streams are up. However, it also goes to show that even when radio doesn't play a song, if you're able to still promote yourself enough, the people will still go and listen. It's just sad, though, that you have to do a lot more work. If radio is not going to play it, then you have to do so much more work to even get your stuff out there because they know they're playing the game. Just like these streaming services know how to play the game, how to make artists kiss their ass and suck their dicks. That's what radio do. Yeah. They try to do these things to make, and until artists come together and say, "Hey, wait a minute, we're the ones working in the studio all night. We're the ones putting our blood, sweat, and tears. This is our culture. This culture belongs to us. While y'all are sitting there making money off of it, until the artists have the balls to come together and say enough is enough and do something about it, this will continue happening."
Do you, as an artist or other artists of your magnitude, if you don't want to speak on it personally, do you intentionally make songs to target radio?
No, I don't feel like I did it. I've made any songs to potentially target radio in a long time.
So you used to, and then it stopped at some point.
I think with my second album, the album that was very, very poppy, I think that probably was when I made songs thinking, oh well, this is the time we're in right now. It was more of a pop time. And so, yeah, it was like a Starships, obviously. Mm-hmm. That kind of song is something that you make and you think, and you know, oh, this is going to get radio play all day. At that time, you know.
Poppy record.
When it was, everything was about pop. Mm. But like on this album, Queen, I just really wanted to make an album that showed my skill more than anything else. Okay. And I didn't, to me, nothing that was on the album even sounded like what was on the radio. So I couldn't be really making those songs to be on the radio, but every now and then you get lucky and you're able to switch the sonically what is on the radio. Right. So sometimes you just got to keep trying.
Right. So do you think in the future, because on a lot of your past projects, there was like a attempt, like it'd be half pop and half like you rapping your ass off. On a future project, do you think you would still attempt to do poppy stuff? Or?
No, I don't think any. I only did that on one album, which is the second album. My other albums, I didn't do like half pop and half rap. It was all
natural.
Rap and, R&B and like stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, which we kind of talked about on Queen Radio about having to go in the studio and be like, yo, this is the one I'm trying to make for the hit. Are you in a rapping space now?
Let me interrupt real quick and just because that's a great question. I want her to answer that, but I want this to rock for a minute while y'all have this conversation. I play that while y'all are having this conversation because when this came out, this record, it was another record. There's a few records on there, and I said, yeah, Queen's Nick. I would love to hear like one of these Queen's Nick records as a single.
Mm-hmm. I want to hear the whole album of that.
Which was kind of my question now, because I think you're in a space which we kind of had that conversation. I'll leave it off for Ross, but just artists being in a situation now where you're established, you don't need to try to chase any sound at all. You create the sound and just make what you want to make. That was my issue with the Eminem shit because I felt like he was chasing. And I don't think you did that on Queen at all.
Oh,
so
she's the perfect person to have this conversation with. These niggas be saying because, pardon me, these niggas be saying because people are established acts, right? And because people have core fan bases that they should be able to just drop whenever they want to drop, no single, and just do what they want. My argument to that is
not the space I was asking. So continue. Right? Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Go ahead.
My argument to that is, you niggas, no matter how big or small, are brands still, and we got to bring back a buck. So yeah, the fans may feel like, man, just drop it. We want to hear the album. Mm-mm. But the artists, and this came up with Ross, but we've had it with a bunch of people. The artists and the label or whoever's involved in the money making of it, y'all got to sit down and try to think of how to bring a buck back, no matter how great the music is, no matter how big your core is, right? So I'd love for y'all to have that talk.
Yeah, I don't like I was saying, I don't think that because Ross has such a set fan base, I don't think that there's a record that he can put out that's gonna sway his fan base's opinion on getting his album or not. Like we were saying, imagine if we had heard Gold Roses and Big Time the night that the album came out. Like in that order of that album, we would have been, and I mean it's still a good album, but those records we heard for a couple weeks, so we don't really listen to them when the album come out.
Well, why I didn't want to bring up Ross because they're in two different categories. Because she's a megastar, so that's really why I want to ask her if you can go in there and think, well, I could just put out the album I want to put out.
Shouldn't it apply more in the case of a megastar or less? I'm asking you.
I would think so.
I'm curious to ask because Ross is going to do what Ross is going to do. Mm-hmm. That's going to happen no matter what. Ross is a rapper that does what he does every single time he puts the album out. Mm-hmm. You being a megastar to that theory of, well, I'm going to just go in and make the shit I want to put out and put it out rather than have to feed into, well, I need to put out my single. I need to put out the second single. I need to put out the video. Album will come out a month from that. We're going to shoot a whole bunch of content and then I'm going to put the date out. Is that something you think you can do at this point? I'm just going to make the album I want to make. I don't need to chase nothing. I'm going to get all my Queen shit out. I'm in rapping mode right now. That's what I want to make. I love Pills and Potions. I love Super Bass. I love all that shit, but that's not the mode I'm in now. Let me just put out a rap album and drop it. Do you think you have that luxury?
Yeah, I do. But I don't think it matters whether you drop singles before that or if you don't. I think if you want to make an all rap album that's just gonna hit your core, I feel like you can and should do that whether or not you put out singles anyway. I personally don't want to do the surprise thing because I had never done that before up until this last album, and I didn't. A couple things just weren't handled right as well by management, but I just personally don't want to do that, like just drop an album without putting music out. But I just started working on it technically with a new executive producer who I'm excited about. So technically we're just getting started.
Is it Swiss?
No.
If we guess.
Wait, what I missed? What I missed? What I missed? What I missed? New album, new album, new album. What happened? What I missed? What I missed?
No, we were discussing just putting the album out as is or doing the single thing, and she was saying, she's not have to do the surprise thing.
Yeah, I don't feel like the surprise thing works for everyone.
You know
doesn't.
Ariana Grande got to come in the scene before we get a surprise album. You know she's gonna tweet Ariana.
No.
How's Ariana?
She's fine. I don't feel like I want to do the surprise thing again because it's a lot comes with it. I think it's good for people to have because so much is happening and people's attention span is off. Sometimes I feel like it's good to give them a date, whether it's far away or close. I think it's good to give them a date. That's it.